Now listen.
Back to my channel! Narito naman tayo sa makabuluhan at nakakalokang accounting tutorial vlog. Good morning mga besh! Kumusta na po kayong lahat? Talakayin naman natin na topic ay about sa basic accounting, about debits and credits part 1. So may part 2 pa ito mga besh. Okay, so next. So mga besh, debits and credits, the double entry system or accounting is based on the double entry system, which means that the dual effects of a business transaction is recorded. Okay, so each transactions affects at least 2 accounts, and the total debits for a transaction must be always equal to the total credits. Okay, so mga besh, accounting, kung magde-debit at credit tayo, dapat po meron po siyang double entry system. Meaning to say, dalawa po ang accounting elements, at least 2 accounting elements po ang affected. Okay, so each transaction affects at least 2 accounts. Okay, so the total debits for a transaction must be always equal to the total credits. Okay, if you add something to the left side, you are also going to add something to the right side to make the accounting equation balance. So kung mag-debit and credit po tayo mga besh, dapat po balanse ang ating accounting equation. So di ba nung nakaraang araw, natalakay po natin ang ating accounting financial worksheet. Okay, ipakikita ko po sa inyo kung ano po ang ibig sabihin ng double entry system. Okay. Okay, so mga besh, ito na po yung ating financial transaction worksheet. Okay, sabi dito sa accounting is based on the double entry system. So each transaction affects at least 2 accounts. So nakikita po natin mga besh, noong July 1 transaction, may dalawang affected na accounts. So we have the assets, diba? Meron po tayong cash and then the cars. Ang investment ito ni Reyes. And then, sa kabila naman po ng ating accounting equation about owner's equity, meron po tayong Reyes capital which is 1 million. So at least 2 accounts po ang affected ng ating transaction. Okay, nung July 2, meron po tayong cash amounting to 100,000. And then, diba, ang assets is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. So, meron din po tayo dito sa ating liabilities amounting to 100,000. Ito po yung loan sa bank ni Reyes. Okay, so mapapansin rin po natin sa ating financial transaction worksheet na kapag nag-debit po tayo na amounting to 1 million, so dapat sa kabila po natin sa accounting equation natin ay 1 million din po. So the total debits for a transaction must be always equal to the total credits. So at least 2 accounts po ang affected ng isang transaction. Okay, next definition. Account is debited when an amount is entered on the left side of the account and credited on the right side. So now, we observe sa ating financial transaction worksheet, an account is debited when an amount is entered on the left side of the account and credited on the right side. Okay, mapapansin po natin ang example ng ating mga account. Meron po tayo dito, cash, cars, the furnitures and fixtures, the equipment, the loans payable, accounts payable, Reyes drawings, Reyes and capital. So, yan po ang example ng ating account. So, an account is debited when an amount is entered on the left side of the account and credited on the right side. O mamaya po, bibigyan ko kayo ng example ng isang T account kung saan po doon po tayo nagdi-debit at nagki-credit. Okay, so an account may be defined as a detailed record of the increases and decreases in the balance of each element that appears in an entity's financial statements. Okay, so sabi doon kanina, an account may be defined as a detailed record of the increases and decreases and the balances of each element that appears in an entity's financial statement. So example lang po sa ating financial transaction worksheet, makikita po natin dito yung mga increases and decreases and the balances of each account. So example sa ating cash. Makikita natin dito sa ating cash. So we have 800,000. May nag-add na 100,000. Then the balance is 900,000. Then less 45,000. So makikita po natin dito ang increases and decreases ng ating each account. And also the total balances of each account. So makikita natin total balances ng cars, total balances ng furnitures and pictures, equipment, the loans payable, accounts payable, the drawing account, and the capital account. So makikita po natin dito sa ating account ang increases and decreases and the balances of each element that appears in the entity's financial statements. Okay, so mga besh, ito po yung pinaka-simple na representation ng ating accounting equation. So, the sample of the account. So, ang sa left side po natin ay total debits and the right side ay ang ating total credits. So, ang sample ng ating T account, ang T account is an example of the simplest representation of our accounting equation. Okay, so babalikan po natin ang ating basic accounting equation. Assets is equal to liabilities plus owner's equity. So ito po yung ang T account po natin ay pinaka-simplest representation po ng ating accounting equation. Okay, so we have here, yan, lalagyan natin ng T account. Okay. So, meron po tayo ditong assets sa debit sides and meron po tayo ditong liabilities plus owner's equity sa credit side. Okay. So, kung pag-uusapan po natin ang ating assets, liabilities at owner's equity, so ang owner's equity po ay meron po pa siyang dapat i-consider. So, i-extend po natin ang ating basic accounting model. Okay, so ito po yung ating extension ng ating accounting equation. Assets is equals to liabilities plus owner's equity. So, ang ating assets ay debit at ang credit naman natin ay ang liabilities plus owner's equity plus revenue minus expense and minus withdrawals. So, ito po yung ating basic accounting equation. So, sa ating basic accounting equation, napaka-awkward po kapag debit and credits. Diba dito, positive na lahat sa assets. And then sa credit side, sa liabilities, okay lang sa liabilities kasi positive naman. Sa owner's equity, positive. So, dahil sa owner's equity, dapat meron po tayong i-take in consideration. Meron po tayong mga owner's investment, revenue, expense, withdrawals, and owner's equity. So, sa owner's equity, ang ating revenue ay positive. So, ang expense natin ay negative. And ang withdrawals natin ay negative. So, sa ating rules of debit and credits for ma-master natin siya ng madali, i-a-apply natin ang algebra sa ating accounting equation para mas madali po sa atin. So, meron po tayong tinatawag na transposition. So, ito-transfer po natin ang itong mga negative na ito sa side ng assets para mas madali po sa atin na mag-debit and credit. Kasi napaka-awkward po kapag meron po ditong positive at negative. So, mas mahihirapan tayo sa debit and credit. So, i-apply natin ang law of transposition sa algebra. Okay, ipapakita ko sa inyo mga besh. Okay, so kanina, ito po yung basic accounting equation natin na in-extend natin ang ating accounting model. So now, in-apply na po natin ang transposition sa ating accounting equation for the sake na ma-master po natin ang ating debits and credits. So ito na po. So i-transfer na po natin ang ating withdrawals. So withdrawals, ang other terms natin ay drawings. So negative siya dito. So ita-transfer natin siya sa ating accounting equation sa assets. So positive drawings. So next, ang negative na expense, ita-transfer natin siya sa assets. So which is expense. So nandiyan na siya sa debit side and then our assets. So as sa debit side natin ay normal balances nila is the drawings, expense, and assets. So the normal balance of the account is debit. Okay. So lalagyan po natin sila ng letter. So D sa drawings, E sa expense, and then A sa assets. So normal balance sila ay debit sa ating P account. Okay, next we have the liability. So positive still, nandyan pa rin siya sa kanyang side. Normal balance niya ay credit. And we have the owner's equity. Ginawa na lang natin equity for the sake na ma-master po natin ang ating debits and credit. Okay, so equity and then revenue, positive ang ating revenue. So still, nandyan pa rin siya sa kanyang normal balance which is credit. So ang normal balances natin ay sa ating credit side, we have the liabilities, the equity or the owner's equity, and the revenue. Okay, so lalagyan po sila natin ng code para ma-master po natin. So we have the D and the DEA and the LER. So dealer, ang ating magic words sa ating accounting equation. So, ang normal balance ng ating drawings, again, drawings, expense, and asset ay debit. Okay, so the normal balance of our liabilities, equity, and revenue is credit. So, magic word natin po ay dealer. Ma-apply po natin ito sa debit and credits. Okay, next. Okay, so drawings, withdrawal, expenses, and assets or the DEA increases in drawings, withdrawals, expenses, and assets are recorded as debits. So, syempre, ang normal balance po natin ng ating DEA ay debits. So, kapag normal balance, nag-i-increase po siya or nadadagdagan. So, kapag nadadagdagan po ang ating drawings, nadadagdagan po ang ating withdrawals, nadadagdagan po ang ating expenses, nadadagdagan po ang ating assets, nare-record po siya as debits. Kasi yan po ang kanyang normal balance ng ating mga accounts. DEA the drawings, the withdrawals, the expenses, and assets. So, kapag nadadagdagan sila, nare-record po natin sila as a debit. So, nasa debit side po sila. Okay, decreases in drawings, withdrawals, expenses, and assets are recorded as credit. So, kapag nababawasan naman po ang ating drawings, ang ating withdrawals, at ang ating expenses, at ang ating assets ay nire-record po natin siya as a credit. Sa credit side naman po siya kapag nababawasan po ang ating drawings, withdrawals, expenses, and assets are recorded as credits. So, normal balance po ng ating drawings, ng ating withdrawals, ng ating expenses. Drawings or withdrawals ay isa lang po ang term. Expenses and assets, ang normal balance niya po ay debit. So, kapag nag-debit pa po tayo, increase po nadadagdagan po ang ating withdrawals, ang ating expenses, ang ating assets. So kapag nag-decrease naman po or nababawasan po ang ating withdrawals, expenses, and assets, nire-record po natin siya as credit. Maliwanag po mga besh? Okay, next. Okay, so we have also here liabilities, equity, owner's equity, and revenue or dollar. Di ba? Ang normal balances nila ay credit. So, increases in liabilities, equity, or owner's equity, and revenue are recorded as credits or credit. So, kapag nadadagdagan po ang ating mga liabilities, ang ating owner's equity, ang ating revenue, nire-record natin siya as credit. So, dapat tandaan mga besh. Okay, kapag decrease in liabilities, equity, owner's equity, and revenue are recorded as debit. So, kapag nababawasan naman po ang ating liabilities, ang ating equity or owner's equity, and revenue, nire-record po natin siya as debit. Okay, so the normal balances of liabilities, owner's equity, and revenue is credit. Tandaan ha, credit. So, kapag nababawasan po ang ating liabilities, ang ating owner's equity, ang ating revenue, nire-record natin siya as debit. So, kapag nadadagdagan naman po ang ating liabilities and owner's equity and revenue, nire-record natin siya as credit. So, dapat lang po nating tandaan ang ating magic word na dealer para hindi po tayo masaktan. Hindi po tayo masaktan. So, para hindi po tayo magkamali sa ating debit and credit because napaka-crucial po ng ating debit at credit sa paggawa ng ating mga financial statements. Okay, so dapat po natin itong tatandaan. Ito ang ating T account, the debit and the credit. So, we have the dealer. So, ang normal balance po ng ating drawings, ang ating expenses, assets ay debit. Ang normal balance naman po ng ating liabilities, equity, and revenue ay credit. So, tandaan po natin ang ating magic word, dealer. Mga besh, nagtatapos ang ating basic accounting about debits and credits. So baybayan nyo po ang aking video sa part 2 ng ating basic accounting about debits and credits. So bye-bye mga besh. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my videos. Mwah. God bless everyone. Okay, so i-shoutout ko po to yung mga tao pong patuloy po na nanonood ng aking mga videos. Thank you so much po mga besh. Kay Jeff Gabo, nice intro, galing naman. Nagkurog ang akong kamot. Kay K.A. Chico and family, thank you for sharing. Ganda naman magbasa nito. Nakakatunaw ng puso. Okay, thanks for sharing. Here my full support. God bless po. Thank you so much po sa panonood. JBL Official TV. Wow, galing mo. Keep it up. God bless po. Pasikli kapatid. Thank you for sharing, Lord. Mary Ann Atinin. Kids Ulitan TV. Very relaxed video and intro. Keep up your content. Very creative. Good luck, idol. And still support your channel. Thank you. Marjan Official. Thank you for sharing. Lodi informative. Thank you, Marjan. Kiliwa Moves, nice content. Done hugging you, new friend here. Let's keep in touch, TY. Thank you, Kiliwa Moves. PBR Vlog. Okay, PBR Vlog. Sino pa? Kay FABJR Vlog, PubJR siguro to. Okay, thanks for sharing. Very informative content. See you around. Thank you. KJ din Television, ang galing naman po. Thank you. And kay Kuya Nolly Vlog, keep vlogging. God bless. So, thank you so much po sa lahat po ng mga nanonood ng aking videos. Patuloy po lang ang pagsuporta. At nandito lang po ako. So, panoorin niyo po ang aking part 2 about sa basic accounting, debits and credits. Bye mga besh!